Hi, it's Colette. Welcome back to my channel. This is Coffee and Chat, and if you're just looking for spiritual stuff and whatever, this may not be the type of video for you. We've got 400 other ones, so but this is just when I put my thoughts forward, see what's happening in life, and have a wee chat, because when I put out things there, you all get back to me in the comments, and then we all chat, and it's really nice. So I do like that. So first thing, what do you think? I was really sort of low and down after the illness over Christmas and New Year, and my daughter suggested this as a wee change, and I quite like it. She thinks it makes me look a bit healthier. It's possibly maybe a lot brighter than it looks on camera, to be honest. In daylight it can look quite sort of pinky lilac, but yeah, I really like it, and it will last as long as it lasts, and then the grey will be back, or the silver I should say, which I love anyway. This was just, you know, sometimes you just need a wee change, don't you? So welcome back everybody. It's nice to be feeling better. It's nice for things to be getting back to some sort of normality. Unfortunately, Jim's shingles are still a wee bit sore in him, but thank you for all the healing. It's certainly not as bad as it was. And I was talking to him this morning, and he says that he thinks the nerve pain is going down a bit, which thank you. So many people contacted, so many people put him on the healing rose, etc., and I know that that healing worked, and I also know that the healing has been working on my chronic kidney disease. I've got more tests early February, so I'll let you know what happens with them, but for the moment it's just a case of doing what I'm doing with diet and fluid and all sorts of things, but I do, you know, I do have some energy today, so I was like, right, we're going to video, and here we are. So I want to just say thank you for a wee call out for the people that have been sending coffees for the last month, because they've been very, very appreciated. So thank you to Mary, Shona, Kathy, Dee, Mary Ellen, Brittany, Ian and Claire, and some of them have not just, some of them have been one pot coffee, which is lovely, but some of them have been multiple coffees, so thank you so much, that's really nice. Oh, and Donna, that's a monthly thing, so I mustn't forget the monthly one, so Donna, thank you very much as well. So I've done that. Right, before I start going into other things, I want to ask you for more stuff. I've made a start on the Afterlife book, but it's not the book I started out to write. I kept hitting blockages when I was going forward the way that I had it set out, and that to me, this is my 10th book, so I know when I keep trying to butt through like a Capricorn goat, although I'm not, I'm Taurus, okay, just be like a bull and keep pushing and pushing. If I get blocked too often, I know that the book itself has to change a bit. And when I looked at it, the plan was almost more of a kind of self-help death and afterlife book, with even a lot of things about cultures and death rites and whatever, and that is certainly a book that needs to be written, but the more I did it, the more it didn't ring true for what I wanted just to get out there in the year ahead. The thing that excited me was the stories that had been sent that were about, you know, people in the room when, you know, feeling things when someone died and how they died and what people perceived. And also, you know, maybe precognition, things about near-death experiences, all the things that were kind of don't have proof, but all the anecdotal stories were a joy, an absolute joy. And I've sent so many of them, and I just, sometimes I had a big smile on my face reading them. Other times I was moved to tears by them. And when I looked at all this information, and also all the stuff I've got about mediumship and what my dad's told me about the afterlife and stuff, I was like, no, this book needs to be what it is, which is maybe a compilation of my stories and other people's stories on what happens when you cross over, what they've had back. And the minute I started that and put it into different sections and started feeding in some of the kind stories that people have sent already by email, the book just looked so damn good and it felt good, and I'm really happy with it. So we're going to have an afterlife book that is basically, maybe I'm more the narrator, although my stuff's in it too, but we'll also be having a lot more, you know, to be able to open a book and read about what someone, you know, said before they passed and then what happened after it. Now, I'm going to do the start of a wee spiritual stories thing, where I'm going to tell of a story maybe once a month or whatever, depending when I want. Because as I was doing the book, I realised that there was a story that I'd loved, I'd forgotten to even put in my memoirs. So I quickly noted it down, but I want to just, rather than just put it in the book, I want to tell you about it, because it made me really, really happy when I remembered it. So that will be up soon. I think I'll just say, do a new playlist of spiritual stories, and that will be good. So anyway, this book, I'm so happy with the way that it now looks as though it's forming. It's definitely going into its second trimester, put it that way. But I've something to ask you. With the way the book looks, I felt that it would be lovely if we had a whole section, you know, maybe a quarter of it, that has stories of what spirits have come back and told you, maybe months, years, whatever, after they've passed. Now, that can be either directly to you or through a medium who maybe gave you that bit of information. You know, we've all got our stories that someone's given us, what we believe to be truth. Yeah, that was definitely my mum. I know that because that's what she used to call herself, or that was her nickname, or that was what she did. We've all got an experience like that, I believe. I know I have, and I know I've maybe given pieces of information like that to others and watched their reaction as they were like, yeah, that's that. I would like if you would to contribute those sort of things to the book for that last quarter, or that last part 4, or whatever it's going to be. I'll certainly be putting some of mine in. Again, things that never even made the memoirs, because they were more day to day as such. You know, it's things that I would see as maybe too normal. You know, if you're giving readings every day, giving the reading, you know, giving someone's name, or maybe telling them something that they, oh, that's normal. That was normal to my working day. So stories that I remember that are coming back to me never made the memoirs because they weren't extreme to my working day. I think my norm is bonkers, but it was my norm. So I'd like you to email me. I'll put the link to my email down below. It's stormwarrior41@aol.com, but check the spelling of it. And yeah, if you would mind saying what, say on my mum's 5-year anniversary such and such happens, or what you think is proof that they're round about you. Do you smell them? This sort of thing. Not everything can go in the book, but I'm also interested if you've been to a medium or even a spiritualist church where someone gave you what you would stand up and say, this was proof because only my mum knew that, or only my sister knew that, or that was something very specific to our family. These are the things I'd like you to let me know of. email them to me. Also put in a name that you might like beside it. It can be, I would love your normal name, but if you want to be anonymous, then just call yourself something else, and I'll get back to you. Now, there's been so many emails, it's taken me about 6 weeks to get back to people recently, so do give me time, because there's a lot to go through. But would you help me? If you know something, you'll get an acknowledgement at the back of the book, and it's some of the stories already they're heartbreaking, but they're life affirming, or afterlife affirming. And that's what I might call it, affirmations of the afterlife. That sounds quite good, doesn't it? Because I've still not settled on a title. I was thinking about Dying to Live, and then that was more for the sort of almost sciencey book. I was thinking, Tell Me About the Afterlife. Sounds something very basic, but affirmations of afterlife. I'll see if anybody's used that one. Anybody else? You got a title? Now you see the type of book that's forming here. Let me know, because I love you all being involved in things. You know, it makes my heart sing. It's one of my favourite things. So please put in the comments if you like the idea of helping out with the book, and then email me. So that's what I needed to ask for you. I know I asked of things, but it's not about money or anything. It's always mainly, okay, can you help me with this? But this is going to be a real collaboration. I'm really happy with it. So, also, I'm trying to work with the channel a wee bit more. We're now up at nearly 7,000 subs, which is massive, and I can see it's going to keep going up. Now, sometimes when I come on every day, I've got maybe 100 comments across videos, particularly if there's new ones up, and I do like to try and answer them all, but sometimes now it has to be just my wee heart clicking. But know that that means that I've seen your comment and I like it and I'm fine with it. And if I could ask if other people could maybe start commenting on other people's, that does happen, but not as much as I would like. This, if you would read the comments, because some people will say, well, can you tell me about this, Colette? And I'll be like, well, no, actually I can't, because it's not my strength, but anybody else want to join in? And then sometimes nothing happens, and I know that there are other people that have the expertise to answer a question. So if you'd like to get more involved by just looking, if a new video is up and there's questions come up, please all jump in. I have sort of walls on my account. There's certain words that will trap comments. Now, most of it is to stop a lot of abuse, which is, and a lot of it, everything that's got like maybe a, you know, a what do you call it, a link to another thing, that gets caught as well. YouTube does that kind of anyway. But there's also words like Jezebel, burn in hell, stuff like that, that are all in there, and it's just a case of I have a quick look and just delete, because I found that I started off collecting these things thinking these are so funny, but then the channel got bigger and more happened, so I just really just put them straight to being caught and then deleted. Now, that does mean that sometimes if you have put in one of these words, your comment might not come up, but I tend to keep all new comments as well, so it can take a day for your comment to go up, but once you've commented once and I've approved you, then you can comment from then on. But I do have these walls up on the channel because I want it to be a really safe place, not just for me but for all of us. I don't want someone joining in and saying something nice on the channel only to have a bloody troll talk about their hair or their weight or this, that and the next thing. So bear with me. If you comment and you're a first time commenter, it might not show, and that doesn't mean then that you have to keep pressing it and try it 17 times, because it's not going to show. But when I go in, to get your comments. There's 17 of the same comment there. The joy of a YouTube channel. I would do that too. Yeah, that's just, would like you to maybe kind of jump in a wee bit. I've got a wee note here. I know this is going on forever. Yeah, the channel, I'm going to try and put the weekly tarot card up on a Friday from now on instead of a Thursday night. And I'm going to do another posting possibly on a Sunday. That will be every second week. It will be a PSYD class, or it will be mediumship. So that will be Friday weekly tarot cards, Sunday mediumship, or psychic development. Coffee and chat whenever I feel like it, and teachings whenever I set enough up. I've got loads of questions, 20, 30 things that I still want to work my way through. They have to be when I've got that kind of energy to do it. They're kind of called evergreens, and that they're stuff that you can go back to and people will continue to watch. So the other thing, again, I'm sort of probably feel as though I'm not ranting, but I normally get very, very good reviews for my books, 4 or 5 stars, and whenever I get anything less, it can be someone that is, how shall I say, doesn't like what I do or who I am, and I'm aware of that, but reviews do kind of help. So yesterday a review came through for, let's just see, I've got it here, the Memoirs of a Clairvoyant. My last book, this was my 9th book, it's had 5-star reviews throughout. 1 2-star when someone said this was all about our life, so I didn't like it, and I was like, well, it's kind of memoirs, so fair enough. So anyway, I got a 2-star review yesterday for the Memoirs, and I found it quite funny because the person said basically it was just about our life and it was very boring, and that was that. And I thought, well, fair enough, but you know, you either like a genre like memoirs or autobiographies, biographies. I love them. I just could eat them every week. I love that type of book. I thought, well, maybe they just don't like the content or whatever, and maybe it's just they don't like the book, and that's fair enough. Everybody you know, has different tastes. So I kind of had a wee look, I followed through, and oh my god, I had to laugh and laugh and laugh. This reviewer looked like the grump of hell. They had something like maybe say 50 or more Amazon reviews, everything from gadgets to other books, but most of the things had 1 star or 2 stars, and then once in a blue moon there would be a 4 or a 5-star, and oh my god, the grump the whole way through. So I started to feel a wee bit better, and then I went to the book. Now Gordon Smith, who's a really, really good medium, his memoirs, the chap, or I think it's a chap anyway, had given 1 star for it, so I thought, well, I got 2. So anyway, what started off with me like being I got a 2-star review, I ended up feeling okay because poor Gordon, none of his books deserve anything less than a 4 or a 5-star, believe me. Yeah, I got a 2, so obviously I'm very lucky where this reviewer was. So I had a wee bit of fun with it yesterday. I was looking at what this reviewer had reviewed and been, all right, okay, okay. But there was another psychic book, and it was 1 star as well. So I thought this person obviously doesn't necessarily like the genre or understand the way it presents itself. So don't get me wrong, it didn't bother me. I just was wondering why. So what we need to do is we keep our averages up with reviews, and every time you get a slightly